the Chinese government made Yao Ming's parents marry.
Oh, they made them marry?
There's going to be nothing like the female loneliness epidemic that you're going to see with this generation of women when they hit the 40s.
It's like I went with this one guy, and he just he looked like a lizard.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. Y'all make sure you guys watch from start to finish. That really helps the channel grow. But with that being said, let's get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
So basically, these two psychopaths had control over everything that we wore and bought and what we smelled like when we were teenage girls. Les Wexner is mall culture, Victoria's Secret, Bath & Body Works, Limited, Abercrombie & Fitch. His best friend, co-conspirator, Jeffrey Epstein, basically had control of the company. That it kind of explains a lot. Why was there a fragrance called Champagne Toast? We were 12. Why was there a fragrance called Black Cherry Merlot? We were 12. There was an obsession with saltwater, breeze, and ocean stuff. Maybe to get us into the idea that like islands smell good. The beach doesn't smell that good, sorry. I never understood saltwater breeze till now. I always thought this was a weird one. What smells good about the deep ocean? Why is anyone even thinking about the deep? Oh.
Could you imagine, y'all, that trap door? And you just shut it on you?
Oh.
I found a link to some of the videos in the Epstein files, and as it's going through, I found this. I want everybody to pay close attention to who this man is in the chopper with Jeffrey Epstein. He's turning his head. They just said Epstein.
Dougie.
See who that is?
Dougie.
That is Kamala Harris's husband in a chopper with Jeffrey Epstein. Have a fantastic day.
Nickelodeon logos shaped like Epstein's Island. Come on, dude.
Really?
It's definitely not just a splat.
Did you see that they said Jay-Z's Big Pepper video was filmed on Epstein Island?
No, it was Fiesta with
yeah.
with R. Kelly.
R. Kelly, yeah. Fiesta.
I looked it up. The Illuminati changed the Google search to it, and they said it was in Miami. It's like, bro, that was obviously on Epstein's Island.
That ain't what I'm here for.
A humiliation ritual.
You can call it that. Real. I mean, that's be for real. That's be for real. But like, you know, when you get the,
you were right at that level.
I'm telling you.
To where you gone over, do or die.
Bro, I'm telling you.
And God made you say what you said on that stage to go on and rush it.
Exactly, because I was there. I could tell you about this shit. I'm telling you, I could write a book. That's how this shit go for real. Like, so.
Well, you saw with your own two eyes.
Yeah.
That if I wanted to make it.
The world saw it. That's the thing. But they just, you know, it get put in the media. Man, this what America made on. We'll go down a rabbit hole talking about this real knowledge. Like, this what you need to know. Like, you can take it as far back as you want to. A lot of them went through this shit, and they gonna spank you. You get what I'm saying? You don't play ball.
If you get in.
Y'all, he was the top rapper. Top. Every video he put out, 10 million views, 5 million views, bangers after bangers, y'all. And then he made a comment about LGBT on the stage. Done. Right? All the kids are clowning him now, right? They don't know, right? They just see somebody, oh, he fell off, right? But really it was they were trying to, you know, humiliate him or something. He didn't stand for it. He called him out. Career nose dove, y'all.
If you start looking up at like the Appalachian stories, like they're scary because they're apparent. I mean, these are humans, but they have no human contact or whatever. And they're like forest people, man. And they like come running out of the woods and like kill you. And like, they say people will go there and disappear, man. Just start typing Appalachian. Dude, tons of stuff will come up. That one that I seen that one time, I'm telling you, man, it was like a forest ranger. He got called. He like went out there and he started hearing stuff and seeing stuff. And he was like, man, I got to get back to the truck, dude. He finally got out. Dude, he hightailed out of there. He's like, y'all can't be sending me up here, not by myself, you know.
Yeah.
Bro, everything leads back to a Shane Dawson conspiracy. Just watch.
Now this is something Hollywood has known about forever. And Seth MacFarlane has even joked about it on Family Guy years ago.
$10, $5, $8 and I'll do it, fine. Help! I escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement! Help me!
But I told you a few months back in the conspiracy video,
$10.
there are so many child molesters in Hollywood that are protected. And Kevin Spacey was one of them. I knew. Like, I had heard the stories, but I was not say anything because it wasn't like directly connected to me, like it didn't happen to me. But I knew he was one of the guys that was out there possibly molesting people.
Not gonna lie, this shit is dangerous. This nigga dropped a pill in some grease, and you telling me they calling this instant fries? Nah, my nigga, I don't want no instant fries. I guess we just gonna have to stick to cutting up potatoes, and that's it. Because ain't no way you dropping melatonin pills in grease, and it's creating fries now. That's not what we about to have ever. I advise you niggas to stay out these fast food places, because this shit is getting dangerous. It was already dangerous, but now it's getting even more dangerous. Like, come on, bro. Nah. Nigga, this is AI. There ain't no way this is real. Now look, I know I told you that AI, that's with the alien shit. AR, if it's AI and it's alien shit, if it's alien shit and it's AI, believe it, it's real. But this shit right here, come on, bro. There ain't no way. If this shit is real, if it becomes real, because somehow they probably gonna figure out a way to make this shit. They probably already got it. They just haven't showed the public yet. But come on, my nigga. Instant fries. You can just drop a pill in some grease and fries to start. Come on, man. If this is happening, if this is real, which is not, it's AI. But if it is real, it's still not. But if it was, where the fuck are my superpowers? If you drop a pill with nothing in there and fries to start flying out, I need to be able to fly, walk the walls. I need to be able to do everything. Cause come on, bro.
So Jimmy Kimmel tweeted back in 2010, I like my pizza dead in an organic vegan restaurant in Manhattan. They have something called live pizza. Isn't it funny how none of us reading this has ever made such a specific joke about pizza? It's always them. Hey, at Jimmy Kimmel, can you help me understand this post of yours a bit better? What's the difference between a dead or live pizza? Care to explain? Even if you go back to previous old Ellen tweets, they're all from like 2013, 2015. A lot of other people are from like just later on dates. This was back in 2010. So I think they definitely thought that people were not going to ever figure this out, especially because the internet wasn't like crazy with like conspiracy theories, right? So they thought they could kind of just get away with this. Maybe they're kind of just giving the location of where it is. But also, that's just all speculations. Maybe there's something is called dead or live pizza. I mean, I would get it. I would understand this if it was like some random person that said something like this, because then there is a chance that, you know, it's just a coincidence. But it's like Jimmy Kimmel, the guy who's still #1 for his niche, right, is talking about something like this. What do y'all think?
Who watches that late night show
everything out. They hid Zorro Ranch in a box canyon in the middle of nowhere. A box canyon is a valley with only one entrance. There are definitely bodies there.
Watch these guys. You tell me if these guys are paid or not. Go ahead.
Hi. Well, I'm just documenting you guys putting all your protest stuff in a van. It's very nice of you. How far did you travel to come to protest today?
That's not really your concern.
And when you have like a van full of stuff, people wearing masks.
There's a road here.
Yeah, no.
I always wondered, who are these people out there protesting? They just look so like weird, like her, like the people she's with. They look so like they're not normal people. You don't see these people walking down the street in your community. Like, where are these people from? Who are they? I always thought that when I would see these protests on, like, who are these weird looking people?
Are great for
look at them
transporting things.
Like, look at this dude.
Look at these people.
Look at them.
Just, you know, I can videotape
Like,
on a
look
sidewalk.
at this guy
so.
in the red shirt. Like, who are these people?
Yeah, I'm not gonna interrupt you guys. I'm just.
Where are they from?
Just
They're
interesting.
like
You guys are putting
cavemen.
everything in a van, and you're getting really mad about it.
Look at.
You know, that looks really suspicious.
I'm just trying to make sure that you have, you know, all the answers that you would.
Are you guys paid?
So.
How much did
Watch the eyes.
Soros or Reid Hoffman pay you to come protest
Watch
Trump
the
today?
eyes.
Come on. Was it good?
Pause.
Did you get paid well?
Who are these people?
The Chinese government made Yao Ming's parents marry.
Oh, they made them marry?
They made him marry and have a baby. His mother was the tallest woman on the Chinese national team, and his father was the tallest guy.
And they made them get
So
married.
you guys have to have a baby for the republic.
And they came up with Yao Ming.
They came out with Yao.
Damn, I did not know that. You about to look that up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was tough.
The reports of Chinese government making Yao Ming's parents to produce star athlete are exaggerated of the state's run sports program that them together. The story is not one of genetic engineering, but a state of sponsored athletic system with eugenics undertones.
I don't know. It sounds like
I don't know.
Craig right. I'm going with
Yeah, it
Craig's
kind of
theory.
sounds like,
Yeah, I'm going with Craig's theory right now.
Because they're not
That's how it should
denying
be.
it.
Do you know how incredible the NBA would be if Shaq and Lisa Leslie had a baby? If LeBron and Serena had a baby,
The scary part about that is it's a girl.
Kick you up, man.
But you want a man.
Yao Ming's NBA career was no accident. In fact, his entire life was constructed by the Chinese government. See, Yao Ming's mother was an all-star basketball player in the 70s. Standing at 6'2", she was one of the tallest women in China. She was 6 inches taller than the average Chinese man. Though she had no interest in basketball, she was selected at a young age to be China's next basketball prodigy. She dominated the court for years, and in 1978 she requested to retire, but the Chinese government refused and told her the only way that she could retire was to produce an offspring. In fact, they had already found a match for her, male all-star Yao Zhuan. They both refused the idea at first, but after a little convincing from the government, they decided to become a couple and eventually get married. Yao Ming grew rapidly, and he was immediately thrust into the world of basketball. He was often put through strenuous workouts at a young age to improve his skills. Before playing in the NBA, Yao actually had to get approval from the Chinese government and was even told that he would have to pay 50% of his earnings because they were responsible for his life.
Damn,
Even
50%.
before drafting him in 2002, the Houston Rockets had to go through tough contract negotiations with China before eventually reaching an agreement. And as we know, Yao Ming was drafted #1 overall in 2002 to the Houston Rockets. Though
didn't know
many
he went
felt the
#1.
Chinese government's involvement in Yao's life was concerning, he still stayed true to country and became a sports ambassador for China, bridging the gap between American and Chinese sports. He also created a foundation for underprivileged children, helping them get into sports as well as educational programs. Yao retired after 8 seasons in 2011, and in 2016, Yao became the first Chinese basketball player to be inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame.
Real churches are open 24/7. You can go sleep on the bench. You can go use the bathroom. You can go get something to eat. That's why the word of God says you're supposed to bring your tithes to the storehouse. It's the storehouse. Your tithes is not money. The preacher wants the money. God wants you to come store things up in here. Wheat, grain, blankets, pillowcases, beanie hats, diapers, tampons, canned goods. You come store it here to come out and feed the people. God told the church people, leave outside the church and go out amongst the people and find these lost souls. Show me a church that's doing that anywhere in America. Not a one. They all going inside the church. They ain't doing that. The pastor gonna be raped like the rapper.
What's really
I see a lot of independent people doing that. Like I watch a lot of people that go dumpster diving and all that, and they find all these dumpsters like Ross thrown away when you're checking out all that food. They throw it all away. It's all packaged and it expires in 2 months, so they got to get rid of it. They'll take all that and then they'll build a little shed or something for the community to come and take what they want. I think that's dope.
Fascinating is this new generation, Gen Z, is really refraining from drinking to the point where it's destroying the alcohol industry. So I've gotten into some heat because I'm not really big on alcohol. Now, I don't think we should ban alcohol. I don't believe in prohibition. I just don't think it should be glamorized. And it seems like there's a, this where if you don't drink, you're weird. You don't
I've
put,
gotten
"Why
that
don't you
a
drink?"
lot.
Right? It's like, okay, my mom was an alcoholic, an addict. It's something I stay away from. But what's really fascinating is this new generation, Gen Z, is really refraining from drinking to the point where it's destroying the alcohol industry. Let me give you some stats real quick. So only around 50% of young adults 18 to 34 report drinking. That is down from 72% about 2 decades ago. So think about it this way. In the early 2000s, 72%, that's almost 3 out of 4 people between 18 to 34 drank. Now, about 50%. That dropped 22%. That is crazy. So 1 out of 2 from 3 out of 4. That's wild. So what does this do? And take that from how do you measure it? You measure it with numbers, right? Polls are great. Let's actually use hard data. So there's this Bloomberg index tracking about 50 major global alcohol companies. It fell 46% below its 2021 peak. That wipes out roughly, hear this, $830
Mark
billion
Lobliner, man, legend
in market
legend
value in 4
YouTuber.
years.
There's going to be nothing like the female loneliness epidemic that you're going to see with this generation of women when they hit the 40s. It's going to be out of control.
Many years from now.
You know, before we get into it, all these people that are bashing women, like that's her job, y'all. That's her job, is to say women are so wrong because they do this. Men too, y'all. Men are going to be lonely too, right? A lot of these men that are not going up to these women, it's because they're addicted to stuff on this, y'all. I'm very anxious to see what it's going to be like.
Now there is going to be a quiet crisis, loneliness in women especially. Not because women failed, not because they weren't capable or intelligent, but because they were handed a script or a blueprint that left out the consequences. Be self-sufficient, put your career first, you don't need a man. So they followed it. They pushed love down the line. They delayed the family. They treated commitment like something that could always wait until it didn't. Fast forward a few years later.
What is she writing?
Older,
She's always
no
writing.
partner, no children, no legacy, just some noise to fill that silence.
There's going to be nothing like the female loneliness epidemic that you're going to see with
loves
this
it.
generation of women when they hit the 40s. It's going to be out of control. When these 20-somethings hit 40-something, there's going to be massive devastation. There's going to be, the pharmaceutical companies are going to be like, yeah, cashing in on the antidepressants and all of that if they go that route.
Did you see what?
See, and they try to act like the men are going to be so well off. They're focused on business and making money. And the majority of men ain't doing that. You know, the people you hang around with, your PBD guys and all them, they're doing good. They'd be okay without a woman, without kids or whatever. They're going to be flourishing millionaires. The majority of men, they're not. You know what I mean? They're not. They're playing video games all day, smoking weed and this. And, you know, they're going to be lonely too, you know? They always bashing on women. Y'all men are going to be lonely too.
Did to the guys that won the Super Bowl? You see the jock tax?
Yeah.
Jamie, you see the jock tax?
Rogan goes after you for using his content. Y'all got to put this on.
I understand, but it's specific to California. Yeah, and this jock tax in California, some of the players lost money playing in the Super Bowl. They had to pay. Oh no, it is true.
I don't think so.
No, it is true. I went it through AI last night.
I went through AI last night.
No, it was in. They pulled it up on Grok and people analyzed it.
Elon.
And it's based. No, Jamie. Jamie. It's based on the 7 days that they had to be there.
See, he doesn't like to be told no. He doesn't like to be told you're wrong. I went through AI and Grok.
So
Jamie,
you have to pay
listen to me.
fee
I pay you,
based
Jamie.
on the 7 days, dependent upon what your salary is.
They played a game
so
there
it's a
in
percentage.
January though too.
Okay.
Maybe this year.
Okay, with whatever. Well, the Super Bowl specifically, these guys. Jamie's so funny.
This is not. I know, but this is one of those things that's not real.
What do you mean it's not real? I told you it was run through AI last night. He made $178,000 for the Super Bowl. He had to pay $249,000 in tax. I'm pretty sure those are the numbers. And it's based on the fact that he was there for 7 days. So it's a percentage of your income over the course of a year. So if he makes $2 million a year and he's there for 7 days, this is how much money you have to pay.
Gotcha.
And so the Super Bowl pay is not, it's like on top of your normal salary. Right. So it actually cost him money to play in the Super Bowl. So he made $178,000, but because he's there for 7 days, he had to pay $200 and something thousand.
Now, the question that I be having is, do these refs be betting on these games, bro? That's the questions I be having. Because it be more like, ain't nobody in there like, oh yeah, we about to up right here. We about to do this right here. No, bro, that is not real, bro.
Yeah, you like
that is not real, bro. Yeah, that is not real. Now it be certain times we be like, it's a close game. You might make a play. Now you get a flag on a play that really is tic tac. Like you don't even know if it's a flag or not. And then that's when you be like, come on now, like
you like I
what's
worked
our
hard
own?
for this. Yeah.
What's our own?
But you know what's crazy though? The NFL is registered as an entertainment
business. Nah,
so legally they could.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
Rig it.
It'd be scenarios where it do make you question shit, bro. But just from my perspective and the things that I see on a day-to-day basis, no, my nigga. Nah, it'd be some stuff that you be.
It would be really hard to rig.
I would say it'd be hard to rig unless you like a play caller or a ref.
Yeah.
Like everybody else, like nah. Like and it's too obvious if it's a player. Too obvious if it's a player.
We're in the
Like, why is the NFL allowing people to come out and say these things? Current players that play currently. Like, this guy knows he's on live. Is he just thinking he's with the boys and he's not on live stream and he's just not all theirs? Like, you know what I mean? Like, or is the NFL okay with you coming out and saying these things?
fucking who's more Mexican and who's downer for the Mexican people and viva Mexico, pero no quiero vivir en Mexico type shit. And it's like we're in the battle of who's more down for the raza, fool. And keep in mind, this is the same people that make fun of me for listening to Spanish music, dog. Yeah. In junior high. But now it's cool. But now it's like, oh, you fucking paisa.
What was your reaction when you saw some of the material that has been released? I'm thinking, for example, of images of your husband apparently in a hot tub in a swimming pool on Epstein's plane. What was
are
your
you gonna say
reaction
about
to
that? Yeah.
Do you know the
Now she
context?
get mad.
around
She-
some of those
okay.
images?
Absolutely. And it wasn't a hot tub on a plane. It was one of the stops they made to look at philanthropic and charitable work that my husband has done, saving literally millions of lives around the world.
Nah,
it turned
why
out
they-
that was done long before there was any public awareness and certainly any conviction of any crime.
Exactly.
Public
by
awareness.
Jeffrey Epstein. So it was a
Yeah, you
short
actually
period
said
of
that?
time
Public awareness.
that was in pursuit of charitable philanthropic work. A lot of people were traveling at the
Females
same
sitting on
time.
your lap
Many
in the
staff
pool.
members, guests, other supporters of the foundation.
Ask about the woman
If
sitting on his
Bill
lap.
and I had a penny for every person we've taken pictures with, we would be extremely rich today.
You are extremely
If you grew up in South Minneapolis and you had to go to work for a living because your parents weren't rich, guess what? You were going to Vietnam. If you grew up out in Edina, Minnetonka, with the Fat Cats, where Al Franken grew up, then you went to Harvard, you went to Blake School here in Minneapolis. Those kids didn't worry about Vietnam. They went to college and got deferments and got out of it. Remember Dick Cheney got like 6 deferments out of Vietnam. And they asked him, and Dick's response was, well, I had other priorities. I heard that and said, well, so did every other kid that got drafted. Why do you think they got drafted, for Christ's sake?
There's some practices in place right now that might be new and might be up to code that you're like, I wish they just never did this anymore.
They sell vermiculite at Home Depot and they say it's non-asbestos, but I've never seen test results on that. When we tested some at Home Depot about 4 years ago, it came back positive.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and so people are using potting soils and things like that. Vermiculite was used for quite a bit of things in the past. And there has been asbestos sheetrock in about the last 10 years. Not sheetrock itself, but the taping compounds. And now they've changed the labels to where it says crystalline structures, which crystalline structures are the main component of an asbestos structure.
Why do you think they leak footage?
I think that some people think that our government and the other governments of the world do not have the right to hold back from human understanding the fundamental reality that life is bigger than we know.
Yeah.
That there are machines controlled by somebody that can do things that defy our known physics, and ultimately that we're not alone.
Right.
That there is an intelligence that
Nobody
is not
cares.
Right.
that has been engaging humanity for a long time. Now, some people, I believe, probably, that's why they leak it. Other people have tried to trap us. Real official government footage that if we had released would have gotten us in a lot of trouble because it would have endangered national security. So some of it, is a trap.
All right, for everybody running to defend Michael Jordan right now, you do not know him. I grew up with the Chicago Bulls. They hid that man like crazy. You saw him on the basketball court or a planned TV interview, and that was it. But we do know Michael has a bunch of shady things in his past. His dad being suddenly kidnapped and found unalived on the side of a highway in North Carolina. And his retirement from the NBA shortly after that. And the rumors went around that this was all over that and a gambling that he had, allegedly. All of his kids have grown up to be super duper weird. All of them having some kind of substance issue. I know this sucks for a lot of people my age that grew up worshiping Michael Jordan, but you don't know the man.
You saw him play on WGN every night. You saw him hit the game-winning shots.
WGN, that's
being
old school
treated
Chicago.
His teammates like shit. His first wife left him, and that video with that kid is so disturbing. I don't care who you are. It is never okay to put your hands on a child like that, even if it's your fucking own. Keep your hands to yourself. This shouldn't be a hard thing to practice.
Michael Jordan, who ain't played basketball in 20 years, find himself in the middle of some controversy. Oh, let me say like Prince, controversy. And let's watch it. You see right here, Michael Jordan. See this little kid that's a part of his group. Now,
going for ice.
You know, in this world today, how everybody is into the Insta politics. That's what I call it, Instagram politics. Trust me, I know some people who have been contaminated in my family as well. They see this and they like, what the heck is going on? They're like, that ain't nothing, is it? It can't be something. Could it? He's just won a Daytona 500. He's in front of the whole world. He ain't that crazy, is he?
You got to contextualize these things properly. So let me try to do that for you. It's a kid that Michael Jordan loves like it's his own kid. It's a kid that he's known for years. That's the son of a driver that just won the Daytona 500 for him. It's also a kid that Michael Jordan knows very, very well, that if you see footage, if you see pictures, he's holding the kid in his arms, he's walking around playing with them and what have you. It's not the first time he's been seen with the kid, not the second time either. He's very, very familiar with the kid. He knows him. He's got a lot of love for him and his family.
Point being, I'm sure Jordan was like, hey, let me text my trusted buddies with platforms and just let them know, come on, y'all. And look, you don't even have to text that if you're Jordan, because guess what? Your eyes can see that the man was doing the ice, get the ice out the boy's back kind of thing, right? He wasn't in there squeezing butt cheeks. He wasn't in there trying to rub the kid's legs. He was like, get this out, get this out, get this out. It ain't that deep.
You know what's so crazy, y'all? Imagine in 10, 15, 20 years, it comes out like a Bill Cosby thing, right? Comes out. He was doing these things. People coming out, making allegations. What are these people going to come out and say then? Man, we knew about it this whole time. You know, the machine's not done with Jordan. Will it ever be done with Jordan? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe things will never come out. Maybe he was going for the ice. Didn't look like it to me, right? But imagine if that was just a random guy at a gas station doing that to his nephew, right? Doing it to his nephew and you saw it, right? Or if it was your parent and your brother was doing that to your son, like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not, hey, what are you doing? You know, but he just gets a pass because he's Michael Jordan. But imagine in 10, 20 years, if something comes out, all these people are going to come out and say, we knew about it. You know, these things have been known in the industry, right? Like Bill Cosby, people come out now. It's been known in the industry. The machine's just not done with him yet. If the machine's ever done with Jordan, which, you know, he's a powerful man, you know, things have gone on shady like the guy before was saying. What are these same people going to say? The machine's not done with them. Don't trust these celebrities.
You know, if this is just normally how lawyers talk to their clients.
That's what they do in the movies.
Answer the question. And one thing for sure, that laughter at the end of that clip was out of pure fear. I don't care what anyone says. That man was scared after that comment. And he's a piece of shit, so I really don't care if he's scared. But let's look at a clip of what he was talking about before.
Work for the Rothschild family in France. Well, specifically, I talked to Ellie de Rothschild, and so I mentioned that earlier. So he represented their whole family. So there have been a whole bunch of people. I mean, most of them I never would have met, but I knew Ellie. He would say, like, I'm providing financial advice to the founders of Google. I'm providing financial advice to Jeff Bezos.
So pretty much he was spilling that guy in the files was doing financial work for pretty much all the most powerful people in the world. And then his lawyer tells him, shut the fuck up or I'm going to fucking kill you. I guess that's just normal client-lawyer dialogue.
The government. I mean, they show us in the movies, y'all, or in the TV shows like Breaking Bad, Ozark, right? That lawyer works for the cartel, but she covers everybody that the cartel, you know, has working for them. She's everyone's lawyer. Saul Goodman, everyone's lawyer. If you get out of line, like her bodyguard will off you. If you get out of pocket, Wendy Bird's brother got out of pocket. They killed him. right? They show you in these TV shows, in these movies, what, these lawyers that represent everybody that's famous, well, their boss is the one who hires that lawyer. If you say anything more than 5 words, I'm going to you.
Builds dams and floods them.
Yep.
Oh,
A while back, I looked up how many man-made dams there are because I was digging deep trying to see. And look,
Simple Google search and digging deep.
over 90,000 to 92,000 man-made dams in the U.S., Americas. And just to give y'all a glimpse of where
And
these
all in the
dams are
South and
located,
the East Coast.
here you go. Giving you a visual. Notice all the little dark spots, the red spots, and then on the other side, there's no red spots. Yeah, that's where the Grand Canyon is. So if y'all know me by now, y'all know I be analyzing and I be trying to put together the puzzles. So that last picture I showed you where all those dams are at, it cuts off the water flow that should be in those areas as the known deserts in America. And as y'all can see here, I drew the arrows of the water flow of these rivers, which isn't the natural water flow. Like if all those dams wasn't there, the flow would go upwards. Look at this picture. You see all the green land? I circled it with the green, and then all the dry land.
Yeah, we're always in a
There's no
drought.
water source going through
We're in a
there.
drought right now where I'm at.
I'd like to compare this to the veins in your body. If you don't have the proper flow of blood going through your veins, like the water that's going through these rivers, it's not going to have any circulation and it'll eventually die out, right? Same concept. Then I started thinking, what would happen if the Grand Canyon was filled up with water? And I was thinking, what color would it be? It would probably be like a Red Sea or something. And then California would probably be an island sitting by itself. Like in Chef for Part 2. Peace and love.
Bro, I've learned by traveling where I went to Colombia to get stem cells. I stayed there for like 8 days and I lose weight and I eat whatever I want. I can eat pasta, bread, whatever there. And I lost like 15 pounds in 8 days. At first I thought it was the stem cells. But one time I went there and I just went to hang out. I didn't get stem cells. Still lost 15 pounds. The food, American food is bad, bro.
Terrible.
Does anyone want to be forthcoming on what's going on?
No, that's not a horror movie. That's real police body cam footage from a frat house at the University of Iowa. The recently released footage is from 2024 when police were responding to a fire alarm. But what they found were 56 blindfolded pledges in a basement. After an investigation, the university did suspend the chapter until 2029, and one individual was arrested, though charges were later dropped. The person that did get arrested was drinking a beer and ripping a vape while giving his ID
He
to
was
the
a
cops, which he
douchebag,
immediately
too.
admitted was fake.
Yeah, you got an idea or anything to prove?
I watched this whole hour-long police cam, y'all. That kid was a douche.
Huh? In the Epstein file.
Like, it's so crazy what these fraternities, I had no idea, y'all. They get so much privilege. When the cops were walking in from the get-go, you heard them say on the webcam, this is a fraternity. You know how we act, right? Like, kind of like, I don't know word for word, but like, kind of like, they run us pretty much. We don't get to come in here and, like, that kid was blocking the door so they couldn't get in. And the cop's like, can you move? And that kid's like, no. He's like, well, I need to get through. He's like, so? Just blocking the door. And the cop was like, all right. And they didn't even clear the house. Like, there was a spot with all the beds on the floor, like terrible living conditions. And I was probably like 30, 40, 50 minutes into that hour plus police cam. And some kid just comes walking out of the bedroom. Like, he's like, all right, I'm done hiding behind this curtain. I'm going to walk upstairs. And he just walks right by the cop. Cop doesn't even stop him. Cop just gets the flashlight. He's like, oh, damn, is there anybody else in there? Like, they didn't even clear it, y'all. Can you imagine? Like it was crazy, and nothing came from it. No one got arrested. Cops just left. Like all that going on. And then can you imagine if that was your kid that you see on this police cam with poop and beer and pee all over him with no shirt on in his underwear with 50 other men in a room, and you see him walk out and that's my son? Could you imagine?
That Biden's dead, and
Well, they're
these
also
are
saying that
masks.
Epstein's alive.
Yeah, that might be real.
I don't know how they pull that off. Here's the thing. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Whenever I hear something that's out there, I'm not saying it's ridiculous. I always say to myself, what steps would need to be taken for this to be true, right? So if you're going to keep Epstein alive, and he's obviously extremely visible, his face, and very known, how do you keep that guy under wraps? It would be the question I would have.
You move him to Israel,
Sure.
and you get plastic surgery.
You think so? That's it?
Yeah. Look, Renee Zellweger looks different.
That's true.
Who the hell
This is
Renee
what I
Zellweger?
believe is the message of psychedelics. We don't know very much about what's going on, and so we ought to be very careful. What we shouldn't do is act in extremely arrogant and strident ways. And I think when you try to overcome limits, what could be hard limits of humanity, we might be at a place to where technology can't get us out of the trouble that we're in. And so we may want to have a little humility. Just a suggestion. Just a suggestion. Don't fall into the trap that Elon Musk and other people are trying to bring us into, that human beings are so smart. Accept limits and acknowledge limits to human intelligence and say the best thing we can do is be extremely cautious. The mystery surrounding our lives is probably not reducible by very much. And so the question of how to act in ignorance is paramount. If you don't know much about what you don't know, you ought to be real careful.
Why did the U.S. decide to buy Hawaii?
Hawaii did not choose and want to be a state. We forced them to be a state. We landed Marines and we had Navy ships and essentially told them, be a state or we're going to come in and occupy you and make you a state anyway. And the Queen at the time of Hawaii said, I will abdicate my rule under protest. How many people know that about Hawaii? We just look at it as, oh, it's a beautiful place. We get to drink margaritas on the beach.
Pepsi last week says that they're going to cut prices on a couple items 15%. General Mills, the maker of Cheerios, now obviously highlighting a warning. What do you think?
Combination of policy, the government shutting out snack food with sugars, salts, and too many carbs. But when you go and teach a class of 20-somethings, as I do almost every week now, and ask them what they're eating, they don't eat snacks anymore.
Nope.
They are so fired up about eating foods that keep them healthy. They don't even drink anymore. This is getting insane. I mean, this is college students. I'm saying you guys don't drink. We don't, not only do not drink, we don't eat any sugar because we think it causes cancer. We don't eat too many carbs. We try to get 128 grams of protein.
Yep.
We use all these apps to photograph our foods that automatically give us the calorie count. I'm saying, what happened to college?
We turned the food pyramid upside down. Meat, protein, cheese is in, Kevin. Carbs is out.
There, I rest my case. That's what's happened to these guys. They got to stop putting white cane sugar in children's cereal because it's really bad for you. And it causes, eventually, diabetes. And it's not a good thing. If we change our diet, we'll save billions of dollars on healthcare. That's the one thing I'm backing Kennedy for. I know he's controversial, yada, 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 on vaccines, but the guy gets the joke on food. I saw him, I've told this story. I've met him in the green room right on this floor. And he said, look, people think I'm nuts on the vaccine thing, but what about my food stuff? I said, I totally agree with you on the food. He's right.
You know, they're going to follow suit. I mean, look, if people aren't drinking no more, what do they start coming out with? What does every beer company got now? Non-alcohol beer. If we start standing up to these terrible ingredients, these companies are gonna, we run it, y'all. This is what I always say. We're in control. We are in control of our taxes. We are in control of where our tax dollars go. We are in control of the food that they put in our ingredients in our food. We're in control of the cars, you know, the car, how crazy the car payments are and all that. We are in control of that. We just don't realize it. We stop eating that junk food, guess what? They're going to start putting cleaner ingredients in there. Plain and simple, because they want their money. You start attacking their pockets, their wallets, they'll start following suit real quick.
Tom Cruise still not a vampire? Like, still. How is this possible? I don't even know, like, I don't even know if he might look younger here than he does here. But Am I bugging?
Entities that are controlling these people and the higher ups. They talk to these entities, they tell them to do things. That's why they're eating babies, that's why they're torturing, that's why they're sacrificing, so they can have the knowledge, the power that these evil entities do.
Tyson fucking chicken in Kentucky, whatever part of Kentucky I'm in, that shit nasty. All chicken heads, chicken feet.
That's crazy.
This motherfucker, oh man, this shit smells so motherfucking bad.
Even the healthy
all
food,
the
y'all.
birds,
Tyson chicken.
Then they
Chicken
got
breast.
the shit like the excess meat or like fat they throw in the back of a trailer, and it's all birds feasting off the motherfuckers. This shit stink. Man, I ain't never coming back to this bitch. I don't care how much they paying me. This shit stink.
How about we just stop committing fraud? Let's start there. Now, how about we stop mismanaging billions of taxpayer money? How about we start with holding people accountable? Like, if you're going to hold me accountable for my taxes, why don't we hold accountable for you mismanaging our tax money and be transparent about it? That's the reason why people don't trust politicians, because they're full of shit. They tell you one thing and it's like, all right, how long has Gavin Newsom been building that train?
I mean, he's about to be out of that office. Still not done.
Where did that homeless money go to?
How did you feel about President Obama as far as like what he did or didn't do for us? Put the mic up a little bit, Doc.
Obama was a flunky, a stool pigeon, crash dummy. He was made president for two reasons.
Okay.
One was to make the black community safe for gay sex as a population control strategy. And the second reason Barack Obama was made president was to go into Africa, build AFRICOM, which is the colonization of the mother continent by U.S. troops so that white corporations could go into Africa and rob and steal the resources again. That's why he was made president, and he succeeded. Because if a white president would have told you, we're going to teach your kids about gay sex in kindergarten, Black America would have went crazy. But because Barack Obama said we're going to teach your kids about gay sex in kindergarten, and a black person said a word.
So outside of Obama, and I don't want to get too controversial, outside of Obama, who's the most hypocritical black person second to him?
Now, I'm going to say this. I don't know if I could call Barack Obama hypocritical.
Right.
Do you want to know why? Because Barack Obama never told black people he was going to do anything for
You guys have heard me say on the podcast before that I have like witches that do my monthly spells and stuff like that. I had witches who did spell work for me.
I don't know, yo. I don't think Jelly Roll's who he claims to be, because there's no way a dude that says this and that about Jesus Christ is going to be with that type of woman, an escort, right? Which is no way. There's no way. I mean, do you guys remember who Jelly Roll was before he is this guy with all the tattoos on his face and all that and the country accent? Do you remember who he was? He was a rapper. He had cornrows and chains, and he was in the hood with old school cars on rims. Right? That's who Jelly Roll. That's actors, y'all. Actors. Do whatever you got to do to get that dollar. Guess what? Country. Oh, I'm gonna do country now. Most people that listen to country, what do they like? Jesus Christ. They like the accent. That's the show I'm gonna put on. But my wife, she's dealing with witches. She's an escort from Vegas. You know what I mean? And people are fooled, y'all, and they worship this dude and think they listen to him and they think he's so holy and his music's so positive. And behind closed doors, he's hanging out with these people in this next clip. Not even behind closed doors, y'all, in the wide open. Oh, I hear the baby. He's up. Got about 15 more minutes on this video. 19.
And maturing is realizing that not only are more people doing coke than you thought, but more people have a gambling addiction than you thought. Like, I thought the gambling addicts was at the casino and, you know, putting numbers in and doing scratch-offs. They also in their phone.
You cannot make players play. Players are now at the point where they are saying, I'm going to play 50 games.
And owners can't see shit.
and you're going to pay me for 82.
That is unfreaking believable, Scotty.
Fans are students of the game. They know the game. And so you seeing players over there that you worked hard all week to earn money and to bring your family out for a family evening, and now they got to know they're in sweats. That's not even a team uniform. Really? Is this what I save my $800 for? To come see this guy stand on the sideline?
Yeah.
The players are a lot more sensitive. They don't want any reaction with the fans. They don't want the fans having any type of camaraderie with them at all.
Get you kicked out.
They have separated themselves. It's the players and it's the fans. And if you say something to me, it better be fucking nice, or I'm gonna have you removed from the arena.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's bad. I think it's bad that players cannot take criticism.
This is U.S. military footage from 1969. That mist is Agent Orange, and the soldiers had no idea what it would cost. It was a chemical herbicide used during the Vietnam War to strip dense jungle foliage, exposing enemy positions and destroying crops. From 1961 to 1971, the United States sprayed an estimated 19 million gallons of herbicides over Vietnam as part of Operation Ranch Hand. The problem wasn't just the vegetation dying, it was what was inside it. Agent Orange was contaminated with TCDD, one of the most toxic compounds ever studied. It doesn't break down easily. It lingers in soil and water, builds up in the food chain, and can remain in the human body for years. Veterans exposed to it later develop cancers, Parkinson's disease, ischemic heart disease, and other chronic conditions. Many reported strange skin disorders, nerve damage, and unexplained illnesses. But perhaps the most haunting legacy is what happened to the next generation. In Vietnam, children were born years later with severe birth defects, missing limbs, spinal deformities, cognitive disabilities. Entire communities were affected. The chemical meant to clear trees became something far more permanent.
You know what's crazy is the people that were calling the shots to use that chemical, or the people that created it, and the president, whoever was out there, the general, they knew what this was going to do to those soldiers. I mean, they had them out there saying they don't want communism to spread, right? And they were out there for money, came out there for money. So they didn't care that they had these soldiers out there spraying that and landing on them. And they definitely didn't care about the Vietnamese, the next generation, that's for sure. But the soldiers, the American soldiers, the people that were telling them to spray that, they probably went far away. Okay, go over there and spray it. I got a meeting over here. I gotta go see what's going on over here. I'll be back. Right? Every time they sprayed that.
I know what I think they're doing. As soon as a celebrity steps out of line, they kill that character or switch the consciousness. So a new consciousness takes over their body, and it's one of the demons. It's one of the demons taking over their bodies. That's why they all look different, because an entirely new energy is controlling their body. It's why they have soulless eyes. There's no soul in those eyes. I'm gonna show a couple pictures of the new versions of celebs that literally have no soul in their eyes, okay? We're gonna start off with none other than Bonnie Blue, and no, she's not a celebrity, but she has the same eyes. Look at her eyes. There is a demon inside of there, and you cannot convince me otherwise. There is no soul. She's also the girl who let 400 men have unprotected sex with her in one day, and they were wearing masks, okay? She's one of their pawns. Next up, Miley Cyrus. Soul, no soul. Here's another picture. No soul, soul.
Jeez.
Can you tell by the eyes? Look at her eyes. There's nothing behind there. Bradley Cooper. Soul, no soul. Look at his eyes.
What the heck? Look at
Simon
him.
Cowell's another one. Soul, no soul. They did something to Meghan Trainor. I don't know what's going on with her, but that is not the real her. Someone has definitely taken over her body.
In this photo, she literally looks like that actress from the movie Get Out. That is not the same person. And since when does she hang out with the Kardashian Jenners? Like, I didn't even recognize her in this photo. And don't even get me started on Kris Jenner's 70th birthday. I could go on and on about how that was literally a meeting for the Illuminati.
Newspaper. So you want to know the meaning of each of the letter of the word newspaper. N stands for north. E stands for east. W stands for west. S stands for south. P stands for past. A stands for and. P stands for present. E stands for event. And R stands for report. So north, east, west, south, past, and present, event, report.
There was a massive biolab that just got broken up, and the house was owned by a Chinese national. Right. Now, this is connected to 2023 in Reedley, California, where this biolab that he owned as well, where it had Ebola, HIV, malaria, and all these other toxic diseases and whatnot. Had that, he gets locked up. Now, this house that they just found out here, same thing. They didn't have any labels on them, but they can assume that this person who owned it had the same thing because it was in a refrigerator with all these unknown liquids. They confiscated it and they said it's linked to this guy because he owned it. Now what's crazy is I did a video on it and I went over there myself and I checked it out and I was looking at the house and investigating and I'm like, okay, hold on. Right down the street, not even half a block away, just steps away, there is a massive reservoir and pumping station. So you have a massive water supply right there and you have this biolab there. So I'm thinking like, okay, what did they have plans? Because it sounds like, or it looks like they wanted to dump all this stuff in here to affect not only just Vegas, but all Nevada. I believe that reservoir, if it's connected to Lake Mead, that's other states as well. For sure. So it can get crazy. And the property manager who they were using, he had multiple passports. He had a French passport, an Israeli passport. So it was a massive operation.
Man, infiltration. Like, this is real life Bond shit. Because I don't remember, and I've seen all of the James Bond shits. There's one where there is a guy from Spectre to poison a water supply. Like to do that same shit.
Again, going back to illegals and ICE and whatnot, I mean, that's to stop that from happening because these other countries are going to be playing 5D chess to where they can cripple America and set up biolabs all around America. Who knows how many other biolabs there are?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Probably all over. The fact that you have this biolab, like shout out to Resident Evil. I'm just like,
for real. I mean, we're looking at it. And again, two things can be true. The fact that, you know, they're playing on everybody's emotions, their energy. Like I said, the most important thing in life is energy. But we do have these guardrails that we need to put up because national security is at an all-time high. There's a lot of people who don't like Trump, who wants to see America fall, and that's just another telltale sign of these biolabs popping up.
What price would buy everything?
I wouldn't sell what's in there.
$20 million.
I'm not selling.
$100 million.
I'm dying with it. I'll let my kids figure it out.
$100 million for everything, including that you're not selling.
With it. My kids will figure it out. That case right there is worth $3.2 million. We ain't even got to the outsides or in here or up the stairs.
So, if you had to guess,
I've never really put a dollar amount on it. I mean, is
it worth more than $10 million?
I don't think it's worth that much.
Close to?
I think it's 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
There's 1,803 pairs of shoes exactly.
How much do you think you've paid for the 1,800 pairs that are here?
A lot of money.
Millions.
I would say, yeah.
It's like the Sphinx.
The Riverside Church, 1927, 1930, 3 years to build. What were you doing back then? No, seriously.
No way they built that in the 1930s.
This thing is wild, man. There's 2 of them. Goes the whole block. And look, right across from Columbia. Look. Columbus. Washington. And there's all the nonsense. Hamilton. Who's that? Lincoln. I never told a lie. Right? You never told a lie. Yep. That's what they all say. Make it make sense, Morningside Heights. Look at that. What is that over there? That normal for a church? To have an armadillo? Why do they have armadillos on your church? You're not even anywhere close to where armadillos live. Make it make sense. Look at that. More evil spirits. Come on, man. Make it make sense. Let's get into it. Morningside Heights, Uptown, Columbia University, Castle Motif comment section. Make it make sense on a beautiful day. New York City, man.
A lot of people will be familiar with the Jekyll Island meeting that created the Federal Reserve. That happens in 1913.
Go into that. Do you know about this?
I don't know a ton about it, but the famous banking families go off to Jekyll Island. The Warburg family, who's one of the German banking families, is there. The Rockefellers are there. And they basically decide that they want to prop up a central bank because they want to protect their own assets. Because if you look at the Federal Reserve, it's not federal and doesn't have any reserves. It's basically a cartel, and it's owned by member banks. And the bigger investor in them is the BIZ, or the Bank of International Settlements in Basel.
So this is not even drawn up by government.
See, and by the way, if he's out of Patriot, you're probably gonna have to defend him twice.
This was live on ESPN. I had to rewind it. Watch this.
Consider trading AJ Brown. You need your best offer. And oh, by the way, Brandon, if we don't get something,
Is that really how it works? You play off each other? You
absolutely.
Listen to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He
You're
called
gonna
himself.
hold an option. And look,
One on that back.
you're probably gonna have to defend him twice a year. Run into Brandon B, GM of the Buffalo Bills. Hey, you guys need an outside receiver? We consider trading AJ Brown. You need your best offer. And oh, by the way, Brandon, if we don't get something,
Is that really how it works? You play off each other? You
absolutely.
GMs?
Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna hold an auction. And look,
Hold an auction? On a grown man?
No, don't worry about that. Just keep talking about that. So anyway,
Ain't talking about don't worry about it.
If you're running the Eagles and like 4 great years with AJ Brown, it's running scores. If you win the 26th pick with Buffalo or New England's first round pick, and you can score.
I've had a theory for a while now that food companies are ripping us off so bad by lying about the amount of servings and serving sizes in groceries. And I noticed it really bad the other day with this mac and cheese from Aldi. So I'm gonna make it right now, and I'm gonna film it, and we're gonna see if there's actually 3 1-cup servings in this box when I'm done. My water's starting to boil, so I'm gonna open this on camera and dump it in so nobody can try and say that I'm lying. Here's the noodles. They're plain, you can't even see the noodles. See them? They claim that that's gonna make 3 1-cup servings when I'm done. Okay, these are done. I'm just gonna drain them and I'll be right back. Okay, so it calls for a 1/4 cup of milk and a 1/4 cup of butter, which is 4 tablespoons. The only thing I'm changing is that I'm putting 2 tablespoons of butter in it instead of 4. So I don't want anybody to think I'm fucking with it. Okay, 1/4 cup of milk. Here's the butter going in. From just the bag of seasoning, cheese, whatever it's supposed to be. It's not cheese. Mixing it all up, guys. Sorry, I got the air fryer on for my son's chicken fingers behind me. Okay, this is everything I made. I didn't take anything out. We're just gonna measure it out because it's supposed to make 3 cups. Okay, I got my 1 cup.
Should measure. I found measuring is a lot better.
Are you ready?
You want my mac and cheese?
Yeah, your mac and cheese.
Mine.
That's 1 cup. I'll get rid of a couple noodles. No, that's not even full. It's 1 cup.
Should
Right?
measure
1
it.
cup.
Tells you the exact grams.
I remember that.
Be a little more accurate.
I'm doing this live, real time. Okay, Liza, hold on. That's another cup. 1 cup. Look at what's left. This is all that's left. I'm going to show you because I can't even scoop it with the cup. This is all that's left. Oh, get the baby out of there. Oh, there we go. 1 little spoonful. Is that 3 cups? That's not 3 cups.
That's 2 cups.
So that made a whole, almost a whole less serving.
Cup and a half. Not even a half.
This should be full, right? 3 cups. So if you've been feeling like your boxes of mac and cheese aren't feeding as many people anymore, it's because they're not.
What is going on in Virginia? This is insane.
So can somebody please explain something to me? What the fuck is going on with energy in Virginia? Because something to me is just not making sense. Every single electric bill I'm getting is looking like this. This is how all my electric bills are looking. How is it humanly possible that I was using 1,500 and less kilowatts every single month in 2025, 2024, and 2023, but somehow I'm using 5,000 kilowatts of energy now in 5,000, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000 the last 4 months? Something doesn't make sense, bro. And every time I call Dominion Energy, they tell me that I'm tripping. I need somebody to help me understand how a human can use 5,000 kilowatts when I'm never home. Never home.
Now, I've been seeing a lot of people in the comments saying that they have these trackers that can track how much electricity they're using in their house, and then the electricity companies are then changing everything. So If you get those, maybe you're going to be all right.
It's so annoying, y'all. Like I just saw on the news locally that our electricity bills getting raised. Our gas and water already did this. Now our electricity. They did a vote, right? They did a vote to raise electricity. Did they ask us, the people, to vote? No, they did a vote in the electrical company to raise the prices. Like, does that make sense? And we don't got no choice, y'all. We can't. And then, like, if that happens and you track it and I'm suing, I'm getting a lawyer or something. It's ridiculous, y'all. I'm sick of it.
This is chicken ramen.
Just
Been
scamming
burning for
us.
about 18 minutes now. Underneath it, you'll see the chemicals that came off of it still burning. And it's still intact.
It's
I'm
disgusting.
trying to digest that. That's crazy.
Peep what he said at the end, bro. Imagine trying to digest that. He said the chemicals that fell off the ramen is still burning on the sides. Now, I get it. Somebody was saying, like, oh, you don't know what a calorie is. It's heat, this, and that. For 18 minutes, it's just burning. Mind you, you gotta break this food down when you eat it in your stomach. And I understand your stomach have acids and stuff to break the stuff down, but like, bro, this can't be good. And like the dude said, just because something is labeled as food, or just because something is labeled and it's cheap and it's labeled as food, yeah, food substance, like food, like the frozen dessert thing. I'm gonna react to that video next, you know, because that's crazy. It'd be right in your face, bro.
Can I bring your attention to something that's been happening on the internet since we've been live?
Yes.
President Trump was asked about Obama talking about the aliens. I got a video on the screen.
Oh, perfect.
I want to hear it myself.
Yeah.
Barack Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. You know?
So aliens are real.
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
Well,
he made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it. A lot of people do. A lot of people believe it. Do you believe it, Peter?
Well, the president.
I do now.
Maybe I'll get him out of trouble. I may get him out of trouble by declassifying.
We know illegal aliens.
I may get him out of trouble by declassifying. That's hilarious.
What else?
What's going around the internet? These in the circles of these.
I may get him out of trouble by declassifying. Jeez, I hope he does.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Imagine you can get in trouble as a president for saying aliens are real.
I don't think so, man. I don't think he's gonna get in trouble for that.
Well, what did he say then? What was that?
They've been saying there's aliens. Like,
right, but what did he just say?
He just hates Obama. He's going like, oh, he's going to jail. I'm getting Hillary and I'm getting Obama for aliens.
It's like
No, the first time I read that or saw that, I kind of whatever. The second time I saw that, I read the energy behind him. The Caroline girl, she laughed when he said he did declassified, whatever, he should be arrested. She laughed, right? That means Obama, when he saw that, he laughed. He giggled like, oh, this fucking guy, right? They're friends, y'all. They're friends, right? He was joking. Like, they're friends, y'all. We saw them at the funeral. They're best buds. Everyone was pissed off about it, acting like, but they're friends, y'all. And then he said, I'm going to have to do something to declassify it so that he don't get arrested. Right in our face, y'all. And he puts out these racist things just to boo more division. And
one guy, and he looked like a lizard. Like, I was so scared.
Rewind that and look at Caroline.
Is it easy for you to meet people? I mean, or is it kind of tricky because of who you are and because of, you have to be wary, I suppose, of people?
It's a little tricky. I have a friend at home, and he randomly sets me up with people every now and then on dates, and it's just awkward because there's so many times that you meet people, and it's just like too awkward. Like I went with this one guy, and he looked like a lizard. Like, I was so scared. Like, he was sitting there, I turned him. I was like, oh my god! It's like, holy shit, he looks just like a lizard, and I had to go. It was really bad.
So you just left? Wow.
Immediately.
Our brothers are crying right now, man, because business is starting to slow down, man.
The internet and TikTok got a lot of these barbers thinking, bro, that they could really charge, bro, $50, bro, $60, $100 a head. Yeah, man, that's what TikTok did, man, to the barbers, bro. Had these people thinking, man, that they were something outside of a freaking barber, man. We remember who y'all were. We remember who y'all were, bro. We remember that the reason y'all became barbers, man, is because y'all ain't go to college, probably dropped out of high school. Yeah, that's who y'all were, man. Y'all didn't get an education, man, so y'all decided, man, to cut hair for a living, bro. And TikTok got in your head, and now y'all think, nah, $100 a head, this is different. No. They're barbers. They cut hair. What I do is different. No, it's not. You dropped out of high school, bro. You didn't go to college. You don't got an education, bro. You don't got a PhD in barbery. And you know what? I'm happy that people, man, are starting to sharpen up. Be like, I'm not gonna be spending $60 a week on a haircut, man. Like, are you crazy? Listen, no barber should make more than $30 a haircut, bro. Period. If people want to tip, let them tip. But no barber should ever charge more than $30, bro, for a haircut. Shit is crazy.
Fuck JD Vance is the guy who used to openly tweet about the Epstein files and getting transparency there and why everyone's being covered up for, and now he's doing the covering. I find that abhorrent.
Well, they talked to their audience. We're going to do these Epstein files. We got them. What Epstein files, right? There you have today's reaction, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far, you know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Finally, y'all, the weather is nice. I can go outside without hats blowing off and dirt everywhere. I cleaned the yard. I didn't do a video yesterday. I cleaned up my yard big time yesterday. It was filthy. It was dusty. I cleaned my car. Me and Mama Bear had a long-awaited date, y'all. We went out to Texas Roadhouse, got me a nice steak, and it was nice. I told her we need to do this more often. Went to Hobby Lobby after and bought some things for the yard. So much summer stuff out there. So it was nice to get out. I told her we need to do this more, right? We need to do this more. I can't be like, let's go. Like if my parents were out here, like I would leave the baby there all the time. You know what I mean? But like with her, I can't tell her like go leave the baby. You know what I mean? So it was nice to get out yesterday. And today I bought a new rocker because we got another baby coming, and we have a big old recliner. So we're gonna give that to her sister, and I'm gonna put that rocker together today. And you know, that's that, y'all. That's the day today. Nice walk. Get out for a nice walk today. It's gonna be 70 degrees, like no wind, nice and sunny. It's been a while, so I'm excited. It's what, 8:30 right now, so these videos are gonna be done and out to you guys by 9:30. I did a reaction on my second channel. It's going through the cost of living. A video is gonna pop up over here from my second channel. If not, the link's down below. Segovia After Dark. But anyways, this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Later.